Wishmaster 2 Evil Never Dies. I ended up watching it, so I finally got a chance to watch this movie for the first time this month for my 31 Days of Horror movie marathon. Actually, I ended up having a little Wishmaster marathon, which is kind of cool. So this one, it wasn't that bad. It was all right. I mean, there's definitely some restrictions to it, in it being quite clearly this direct to video type of sequel, and I think it's kind of a shame, just a little bit, that with the first movie, maybe it wasn't like this huge hit, but I think the franchise deserved maybe like a better shot than it ultimately got with the series. But I suppose, at least to me, it seems that the powers that be probably looked at the box office of the first film, and then looked at the video sales, and they're like, oh, well, not so much good box office, but pretty decent video sales. So let's do this straight to video. So that seems to be what they did, and this is the result, which is lower budget, not really any recognizable actors. Really, the most recognizable face we have uh, coming into this one is Robert Divoff, the original Wishmaster Jin actor from the first film, which is pretty cool. It's good to have him back. I think he does a really good job with this character, and it is feels like the signature role to him. Similar kind of plot, where, I mean, I guess I'll spoil the first movie, but I mean, if you recall, at the end of that first movie, the heroine, played by Tammy Lauren, was able to kind of get the best of the evil Jin, and make a wish that basically undid everything, and sent him back into the gem inside the statue, and kept him, trapped for hopefully all eternity. But wouldn't be the case with this one, would it? So that statue is in a museum, and it just so happens that these two crooks are, trying to steal something from this museum. They're like the worst two, burglars of all time. Have no business doing this, and they get caught. One gets shot by the police, and they uncover the gem, and they release the Wishmaster from his imprisonment, and that's how he comes about in this sequel. And it kind of has like an interesting plot to it, where he does take the human form, and he's arrested for robbing the museum. The female robber gets away, and he's sent to prison. So a lot of this movie is the main character, the heroine, kind of realizing what's happened. All the while, Wishmaster is in prison, kind of mixing it up with all the inmates, and granting their wishes, which is kind of an interesting thing. Where if there's one place where a lot of people are making wishes, it's probably in prison. Sort of a similar concept, in that he wants to bring all his Jin brethren out from their old universe, or whatever it is, gain his ultimate powers, and he has to get the one who released him to do that, which is the girl in this movie. Uh, the rules are a little bit different this time around, because basically what he has to do before he can uh, approach the one who freed him is that he has to grant 1,001 wishes before he can do that. So that's what he's doing all throughout the prison, making all these wishes come true, with the nefarious results as it is. Girl is kind of doing her 1999 internet research on ancient Persia and the Jinn myth, and figuring it out, and getting the help of her hunky priest friend, and they're trying to stop the whole thing. So that's the plot of the movie, and then it kind of takes this turn, where he's pretty much gotten to everyone that he can in prison, and then escapes and makes his way to a casino, which is another kind of location where a lot of people would be making wishes and stuff like that. So, at least he kind of knows where to go. Whether this is Vegas or Atlantic City, I don't really know. Like, again, this isn't a big budget movie, so you're not going to see like big exterior shots of the Vegas bright lights or anything like that. It's all just like interior shots and, like, I don't know, probably a studio in Vancouver or something like that. But we get the general idea, and it's an interesting thing that the first film had this big you know final scene of mayhem at this antique collector's estate, and this one has the big mayhem scene in a casino. So it kind of works. It kind of has certain parallels to the first movie. Kind of follows a similar kind of deal, but in different kind of ways. It kind of keeps it at least a little bit fresh for a straight to video movie. Though again, there's restrictions from the budget. I mean, there's definitely not as impressive special effects. They seem to be, quite conservative with showing the Jinn in the makeup, so they kind of keep that out of it a little bit. There's not like the big, fantastic, gory special effects shots that we saw in the first film. It's all toned down a little bit. It's all just kind of reserved for budget's sake. Though there's some decent stuff. I mean, there's a good effect when the Jinn first awakes and kind of like comes out of the wall and like this, I don't know, upside down crab creature kind of thing, which is pretty cool. And I don't know, some amusing stuff with the wishes and all that kind of carnage that you can generally expect with a Wishmaster concept. So it's all right, and having done this Wishmaster marathon, maybe I feel like I value it a little bit more. Now having seen the other two in this series, which took a huge dip in quality, unfortunately didn't include Robert Divoff as the character, which was a huge disadvantage to those movies. So we have these first two Wishmaster films, which have him. They feel pretty, in sync, pretty close in quality, though this one declined a little bit. Just unfortunately, it didn't seem like they could take a big enough leap of faith and give it a bigger budget, which I think would have been better. But we have some talented people. This is directed actually by Jack Shoulder, who brought us Freddy's Revenge, Nightmare on Elm Street Part 2, Freddy's Revenge, and Nightmare on Elm Street original cinematographer Jack Aitken. So we have some talent. We have some people who can obviously work with a smaller budget, though it is a noticeable budget compared to the first film. So that brings it down a little bit. But they took the concept from the first film. They did a few different kind of things with it. They made the kind of heroine character a little bit different, kind of this flawed criminal kind of character with a dark past. They had the priest character who's kind of like attracted to her, so they have kind of like this, I don't know, conflict there, and they have all the fun with the Wishmaster and all the kind of terrible consequences of the wishes. So not bad. I'd say not bad. If you haven't seen it, I'd say if you're a fan of the first film and you've been kind of hesitant to watch this one, like I was, I'd say it's worth checking out. At least just to kind of finally get to see it, finally get to make up your mind, which I did, and I don't regret it. So I had some fun with the movie. So I'd say this is ultimately a positive review. So that's it. That's Wishmaster 2, the 1999 straight-to-video, or maybe HBO sequel to Wishmaster. Not bad. So be sure to stay tuned. We're doing more horror movie reviews this month in October 2021, so there'll be more throughout the month. 31 Days of Horror. And be sure to comment, rate, subscribe, all that good stuff. And until next time, I'll see you later, and stay scared.